In this report, I discuss the best places to go in the Philippines right now. I will show you pictures I took touring the Philippines in 2020 as I proceed. The beautiful woman you see in the photos is Chung Hui of Hopo Ventures. The man in the pictures is me, Dan. This is part 2 of a video called Where to Go in the Philippines Right Now. In this part, we cover the best white sand beaches in the Philippines, how to avoid the 4 kinds of natural disasters that happen in the Philippines, and where to go in the Philippines right now. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, click up here. Thanks for watching. Okay, best white sand beaches. We toured around the Philippines for about 8 months in 2020. Here's a list of our favorite white sand beaches. 𝗂𝗏𝗏 Beach was our favorite beach on Siquijor Island. Siquijor is about a 50-minute ferry ride from 𝗕𝗏𝗙𝗢𝗡 in the Philippines. Next time we visit that part of the Philippines, we'll probably stay on Siquijor for a few weeks or months. Okay, Camiguin Island, best beaches. White Island, Mantigi Island, and Giant Clams Sanctuary Beach were our favorite beaches on Camiguin Island in the Philippines. Links to all of those and a tour, beach tour. Okay, Panglao Island. When in Panglao Island in the Philippines, you need to check out our favorite white sand beaches there. Panglao is just a little island, tourist island off of Bohol. There's a link to that tour. Talicud Island. When in Davao area of Philippines, make sure to check out the best beaches and Talicud Island, link provided, and a map. Boracay. When on Boracay Island, make sure to check out White Beach, walking all the way from north to south. Okay, I'll talk about more white sand beaches in a minute when I talk about best places to visit. Okay, reducing risks in the Philippines of typhoons, earthquakes, tsunamis, and landslides. I have a completely separate report on this topic that you should consider carefully if you're thinking of establishing a residence long-term in the Philippines. The Philippines is one of the many countries on the Ring of Fire that surrounds the Pacific Ocean. The Ring of Fire is where 75% of the world's volcanoes are located and where 90% of the world's earthquakes occur. Seismic activity is caused by tectonic plates grinding against each other under great pressure around the Ring of Fire. The grinding causes earthquakes. Additionally, as one tectonic plate rides up over the top of another, the lower plate is melted into liquid rock called magma. The magma is released up through the cracks in the tectonic plates and is a source of volcanic activity. Sources for this information. Thus, the Philippines are directly in the path of significant potential danger from volcanoes, typhoons, earthquakes, and tsunamis. Additionally, those 4 kinds of natural disasters also cause landslide, storm surges, and flooding. I'm providing a link to that full report, but here's the gist of it. I have heat maps that show where the typhoons typically hit, where active volcanoes are present, and where earthquakes are part of daily life, and how to survive a tsunami tidal wave. Here are the heat maps of the natural disasters from that report. There are 3 trenches where is most of the pressure from tectonic plates sliding against each other, creating earthquakes. So these are just a few of the more active, deadly spots talked about in that report. This is a typhoon heat map. In the upper right areas, you see orange. The greatest damage and highest winds are in the orange color, with less intensity in yellows and even less in the blues. This is just a history of typhoons over the last 50 years where they've hit the Philippines. The past does not guarantee future typhoon behavior, but the right side is the Philippines without the heat map, so you can see where most of the activity is on a plain Google map of the typhoons. Above are the locations of the volcanoes noted by scientists. After considering all of the above natural disasters, we've decided that if we were to settle in the Philippines long term, we would prefer a place that falls within the red area of the following map. In this area, you're less likely to have to deal with the 4 kinds of natural disasters. But remember, there are no guarantees with respect to natural disasters. So the best you can do is to try to reduce the likelihood of occurrence. That should become immediately apparent to you when you notice that the unusual path of Typhoon Ray that I showed you earlier cut right through the middle of my map. in December of 2021. So there's no guarantees. You can only reduce the likelihood. Okay, best places to go in the Philippines right now. Recently, I shared a video saying we were headed for the Philippines, and we asked our 70,000 regular viewers where they would like us to go. I created a simple spreadsheet with your responses, and I will put the list of our webpage along with all of these other above information and maps discussed above. Here are the places in the Philippines where 3 or more of you requested I visit and create cost of living reports, retirement desirability reports, and things to do reports. I have one of the most sophisticated audiences of world travels, so their advice of where to go is one of the best sources in the world. Many people in my audience have traveled all over the Philippines and know the best places. So along with them, here is my suggestion. Here are the 3 or more requests, places in the Philippines, best places to go in the Philippines right now. Baguio, we had 14 requests. That's in Luzon. It's a hill station. Dumaguete, 8 requests. San Fernando, La Union in Luzon, 8 requests. Cebu, 7. Davao, 7 requests. Palawan, 7. Iloilo, Panay, 6 requests. Tagaytay, 6 requests. Bohol Island, 5. Boracay, 5 requests. El Nido and Palawan, 5 requests. Vigan City, Luzon, that is a Spanish colonial era city, 5 requests. Cagayan de Oro, 4 requests. Coron in Palawan, 4 requests. San Carlos in Negros, 3 requests. Subic Bay, 3 requests in Luzon. And Tres Marias, 𝗏𝗏𝗏, Luzon, 3 requests. Okay, on the web page I have the other tables of requests. Some only received 2, and some received single requests, just so you know where people are requesting, and we are picking the ones. So there are 17 locations that have 3 or more of you requested we will visit on our tour of the Philippines. We've already visited 5 of the locations you requested, and we've written reports on those, links provided. So there are also several places in the Philippines you requested that were devastated by Typhoon Ray or Odette. We intended to visit those later during our tour when they have had more time to rebuild. We also reserve the right to remove and add other places as we learn more in the coming months. For now, we'll take your advice and consider the table of 3 or more requests as our best places to go in the Philippines right now. So we will use your advice to guide our path through the Philippines, starting when we arrive in about 3 weeks. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, the YouTube channel for vagabondbuddha.com. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner? Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.